Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm going to give my review for Index Card RPG Master Edition and tell you why every Dungeon Master should own this book. So I love, you know me, I love Dungeons & Dragons with a burning passion. I really just, everything about Dungeons & Dragons I think is really a fantastic thing. And I want I am Dungeons & Dragons forever. I want the legacy of Dungeons & Dragons to just never die, right? And so I'm always encouraging you, be on D&D as your primary game. But if you are not playing Dungeons & Dragons, if you're in the 49%, right, of the games you play, rather than the 51% of games, which should always be Dungeons & Dragons now, right? Then I think what you should be playing is Index Card RPG. I think it's the most, without exception, the most brilliant tabletop role-playing game ever built, beyond the wall of Dungeons & Dragons. And the reason why is it's simply, it's D&D simple, right? So I love Dungeons & Dragons, but the one thing that there are many things I dislike about Dungeons & Dragons. I'm not saying I've never said Dungeons & Dragons is a perfect game. I'm just saying it's the best game in the world, without exception, all right? But there are things wrong with it, and one of them is it is not simple. It has never been simple in any version of the game. It is not simple in D&D 5e. It wasn't simple in D&D 1e, 2e, 3e, or 4e. It's never been simple. And the reason why this hurts my heart is I really want people who like simple things to like D&D, but you have to like complex things to like D&D. And, I hear you. Oh, Scott, D&D, simple. I've heard it 1,000 times. You know who says it? I need you to understand this. The world is so filled with this nonsense. If it's simple to you, that doesn't mean it's simple. You probably are a person who enjoys the complex and doesn't even know how far up the complexity chain they are, right? And the reality is, Dungeons & Dragons is not really enjoyed by anyone who likes simple things. It simply isn't, because it's not a simple thing, and it's never been a simple thing. But D&D, Index Card RPG, the entire structure is, the entire concept, what if Dungeons & Dragons was simple? And it's beautiful. It's a piece, it's so elegant, and it just works so well. It's been around for years. Hanker and Farinale has been creating it for years and years and years. You will find many reviews and many videos on this channel about Index Card RPG. I've run tons of different systems of it. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite tabletop role-playing games of all time. And the Master Edition is a compilation of literally like 5 years of content. And in one book, you get the best tabletop role-playing game that exists outside of Dungeons & Dragons. Nothing you will ever find is better, right? And so this is one of the best games that was ever created outside of Dungeons & Dragons, and this edition is near perfect. It is one of the best tabletop role-playing game books I've ever seen. I'm a huge fan of the art style of the book. I'm a huge fan of the elegant rules in the book. Everything about it bangs. This thing is a tier 1 tabletop role-playing game killer. Like, this thing is just, it's incredible. And I really love it, and I cannot recommend highly enough Index Card RPG Master Edition. If you're a Dungeon Master, you should own this simply to read it and see the beauty that a boiled down Dungeons & Dragons can be, right? But it's also super fun to run in your 49% slot. I would definitely check this out. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful, wonderful millennium.